Hello and welcome to the channel. Let's get into this story.
The NEC resolution on Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. The NEC welcomed the report of the National Working Committee. However, the loss the ANC suffered in the two key provinces required immediate action. The NEC agreed that not taking an action was not an option.
Hello and welcome to the channel. It was a tough weekend for some ANC members as their fate was being discussed as one of the topics at the NEC meeting that was held at Birchwood Hotel in Boksburg. Let's take a look at what came out of this. And will Mbalula get what he wanted? That he was pushing hard to see Panyaza Lesufi out of office, and people are saying actually then the DA really does run the ANC if that is the way that they are going. Let's take a look at this further. Please give this one a thumbs up as we do that. Hey, it was a tough one for those who are followers of Panyaza, of the Gauteng PEC, and those who support Duma for the KwaZulu-Natal PEC, because the NEC, which is the National Executive Committee, was sitting at Birchwood Hotel that is in Boksburg, and people are wondering, why is it always this Boksburg? What is going on that should be investigated? Well, some are like, it's because they can't sit at that Luthuli house because they know it is the leper rating, but it's not really the case. But we'll get into that later as to how big exactly is the composition of this NEC and the people who attended. Now let's look at the matters that were on the table. Well, Secretary General of the ANC, that is Mbalula, together with Mahlengi, they briefed the press when they got in. Sure. So by the time Mbalula shared the outcomes of what actually was the decision of the NEC in terms of the report that was brought forward by the National Working Committee about the provinces KwaZulu-Natal and the Gauteng PECs. So by the time people had already started their own rumors going around, this is after day one, where the spokesperson, who is Mahlengi, came out and told the peoples that they had revised down their options just to two now, removing the one of leaving things as they are, leaving it the status quo as it is. As she stated, the only options was to either disband or to reconfigure.
In terms of the framework of our constitution, the national officials must bring a proposal on the reconfiguration of leadership of KZN and Gauteng to the NWC within a week period. Whatever action is taken should not interfere with the work of government in the two provinces.
Mbalula has been very vocal about the behavior of Panyaza Lesufi. So definitely, if it were up to him, it would have just been disband. But by grace, already yesterday, there was a report that told us that the president's closing remark was that they will then move to reconfigure these two PECs. Now the thing is, weren't these PECs voted for? So when you say reconfigure, will it then mean that you are overriding the people's choice? So this one is a really tricky time for the ANC. Let's see how it goes. But what is to note, people are like, yeah, indeed, the DA has power over the ANC, because how is it that this decision is in favor of what the DA has been calling for, AfriForum that is has been calling for? So they are saying it's very telling, but we don't know what was in that report, and we believe that they made the most conscious decision. Now let's talk about who are the people in this NEC. Let's take a look at that further. Well, people are asking, does this NEC even have authority to do such to a leadership that was elected by its people? Well, it turns out they do. So the NEC, which is the National Executive Committee, is the highest organ of the ANC according to their constitution. They are elected during their national conference, and that is how they become into power. And they serve for 5 years unless matters arise, such as, untimely death or even being ousted. I don't know, things like that. But you serve 5 years. And currently, this is the NEC, right? It's Cyril Ramaphosa, Paul Mashatile, you have the national chairperson Gwede Matashe, Figile Mbalula, Nomvula Makonyane, we all know, but the person who hasn't been as vocal in this NEC is Maropane Mahopa. We haven't heard much from her, and we haven't heard a lot also from Gwen Ramahopa, but they are all part of the NEC. But the good thing is that the NEC then has additional members to it. That is why they needed to move out of Lesufi House, because people are asking, why would they need to move out of Lesufi House just to do that and go to Birchwood Hotel? Well, they are over 80 participants in an AEC called additional members, and all the different types of presidents from the various structures within the ANC are part of it, including the PECs. So when they were making the decisions up at Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, their leaders were in there. Their leaders, their chairpersons and their secretaries were part of it. So sure, that must have been hard for them, but it was good that it was done openly, and then they cannot come back and say that there was an agenda against them in that way. But anyway, so let's see how this one pans out. Will this reconfiguration make any improvements in their showing? It should not be the case, because the issue is at national level, and it's just that the people of these provinces are the most woke. Let's just say that. Obviously, the Western Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, and Gauteng are the most woke because of the metros that are in there. So I doubt that it was because of the leadership. What are your thoughts on this? And do you think that they will survive this reconfiguration that they are approaching? And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video.